Hello and welcome to Opportunity Home San Antonio's special board meeting. Please note this meeting will be recorded in its entirety. I will begin by conducting Commissioner roll call. Chair Gabriel Lopez.
Here.
Vice Chair Gilbert Casillas.
Here.
Barbara Unkama Burford.
Here.
Dalia Contreras. Estrella Garcia Diaz.
Here.
Janet Garcia.
Here.
Leila Powell.
Here.
Doug Ponick, Board of Commissioners Attorney.
I'm here.
President and CEO Michael Reyes.
Here.
Additionally, we have an interpreter at the back of the room should you need their support. The time is 1:02 p.m. You may call the meeting to order.
Bear with me. The Board of Commissioners or its committee may hold a closed meeting pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071-076 for consultation concerning attorney-client matters, real estate, litigation, personnel, and security matters. The board or committee reserves the right to enter into closed meeting at any time during the course of the meeting. It is 1:03. Do you have a comment?
Mr. Chair, yes, if I could just add, I wanted to first thank the board for getting together. I know this is unusual. In July, typically we follow the city council schedule and not host a meeting in July, but given that we have some really important deadlines coming up with the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, as well as HUD deadlines, we needed to make sure we met those deadlines in a timely manner. So that's why we are hosting this special board meeting. So I wanted to just thank you for taking the time to do that.
Absolutely. Thank you. We'll move to citizens to be heard.
We have one citizen signed up to speak, Richard Cantu.
Okay. For 5 years, I have trusted and relied on Services Specialist Michelle Ornelas to help on issues with delinquencies of non-payment or informing me of procedures when deciding to change payment methods. Details Michelle left out when I asked her for help changing my payment methods on 6/26/2023 when I handed her a $300 money order I purchased with the Red Cross Fire Relief Fund after the 2/28/23 fire. I'm here today with the same issue I had presented to the board last month, typographical miscalculation errors leading to a 30-day notice to vacate for non-payment on 12/11/2024, served by Michelle. The document stated a delinquency in the amount of $237.49. Through JetPay using my Credit One credit card, I paid $297.31 and $4.74, even though the 30-day notice delinquent amount was $237.49. On 5/16/2025, Assistant Manager Dora Garcia told me Saha was applying full credits on their system. Therefore, she explained I was responsible for paying the discredits to my balance because Wells Fargo's returned a NSF, non-sufficient funds, on my Wells Fargo's checking account that had been closed since 10/6/2023. I then noticed Saha SS non-sufficient fund fees since 8/2022 on my statements before I even had a bank account. Ignored from 11/2024 up until 5/15/2025 when Assistant Manager Dora Garcia called me about scheduling an appointment on 5/16/2025. During the appointment, she explained no rent was paid 6/20/24 according to the system's ledger because the system charged me auto pay and the bank sent non-sufficient funds even after I paid Michelle. Breakdown request, visits since 11/2024. I witnessed Michelle make copies of her own receipts on 11/2024 and on 1/2025. 3 visits to the central office, a stamped document 5/5/2025, and I met with Laura Longoria about scheduling an appointment with management on 5/11/2025 instead of attending the board meeting. I sat down with Samuel Rodriguez on 6/18/2025. Again, staff advised me to make an appointment instead. 2 certified letters to Saha on 2/19/2025, 4/29/2025. 1 priority to mail to Mike Reyes delivered on 6/30/2025. Emails to staff and help@homessa.org. I'm requesting an explanation of actions by management since my first request and why Michelle did not elaborate on how to send a signed form request to management when I asked for help back in 6/26/2023. I have given ample time and the benefit of the doubt for her intentions. Thank you for your support consideration and time. It's been very difficult to settle this issue with current community staff. Please provide me with rules or steps outlining appropriate procedures and guidelines that are best suited and can be officially prescribed for my particular situation within your agency. Is that it? Okay. I request the additional 3 minutes just in case I did not finish my presentation on time, but also to inform the board that if this can happen to me, it could happen to other qualified disabled and retired San Antonio citizens who don't have the know-hows or know about our community resources San Antonio offers to its citizens just like me. But I'm learning, and I'm not going to give up on what I believe is the right thing to do.
Thank you,
All I'm
Mr.
asking for
Cantu.
is,
We've exceeded our time.
thank you.
Thank you. Are there any others?
That concludes individuals signed up to speak.
With that, we are going to move into closed session. Counselor?
Yes, sir. The board will be convened in closed session under sections 551.072 and 551.071 to discuss and consult with the attorney regarding the following real estate transactions: La Ventana Apartments, Amara Apartments, Lakeside Lofts, and Lone Star at Presidio. The time is, what do we have? 1:08 p.m. Thank you. That threw me off. Thanks.
Hello and welcome back to Opportunity Home San Antonio Special Board Meeting. The time is 2:14 p.m.
All righty, thank you. We are back. We will go item number 4 to public hearing approving La Ventana Apartments. It's resolution 6788. Is it Tim? Okay, I was going to say. Number. Did it move to number 3?
Public hearing, you're allowed to listen to comments, and this is, I'm going to speak for both La Ventana and Lone Star. So nobody has signed up to speak. We give everyone an opportunity, and from that we can move on. Thank you all.
You can stay up there. Yeah. Item number 4, public hearing authorizing the Lone Star at Presidio transaction, resolution 6787.
And on this one, we have no one that signed up to speak, and so we have an opportunity for the public to speak on these items. Thank you.
All right, now we'll go to individual items. Item number 5, a resolution approving the La Ventana Apartments. It's resolution 6788.
And so we have a PowerPoint on this one. And so it's La Ventana. This one, for the board, the board approved it on September 4th and January 22nd. Then we brought it to City Council because this is under the new law. And I say new law from 2 years ago for PFC law. So it's under 303 with all the wonderful changes the legislature have made. So it has all the protections for tenants' rights. It also has income averaging, no more than 30% of the affordable unit, the rents for affordable goes towards rent. And so the gross income, only 30% goes to rent. Let me say that clearly. The city council approved it nearly unanimously. It was one vote against. But what they liked about it is that this builder, Marcus Builders, focuses on military retirees or non-commissioned officers. He gave us a list of over 300 retirees on it that he's been reaching out to, that he's done multiple times on how he builds these. Friends, the only difference is, and here's the location, the difference is, when I presented it before, originally it was going to be one phase of 272 units. It's been broken down to 224 and 48, but all the business terms have remained the same. So we're asking for final approval for La Ventana Apartments. And also, last thing I was going to say, that we need a permit, expires on August 13th. And so that's one of the reasons for the special board meeting, is because the permit requirement is front and center on us. Thank you.
Chairman, I just have a quick question, and I think I know the answer to this. I just want to clarify. You mentioned the new law relating to PFCs and that we're in compliance with that. And I know we'll take this up specifically as the PFC transaction later on in this session. But I just want to be clear that with the new laws that were passed this session regarding PFCs, we have never engaged in any behaviors like that. Our PFCs, our transactions are here in our community, and we, as you just mentioned, we collaborate with the city of San Antonio and with other partners on those transactions, and nothing that was passed during this legislative session would in any way impact the work that we do through our PFCs.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, the change of the PFC laws, we have never done any traveling HFCs, or PFCs or HFCs. All the focus was on HFCs, Housing Finance Corporations. And so, there was a number of deals that came into San Antonio and taking properties off the tax rolls. We have never engaged in that. We've only done it locally. And what's nice about it is whenever they actually made the new requirements for 303, even the deals we had previously done actually met the requirements. So, there wasn't actually a negative impact on us.
Thank you.
With no other questions, I'll call for motion on item number 6, resolution 6788.
So moved.
Second. We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item number 6 passes. And folks, my items are off from the online, just because there was adjustment made to our agenda that's on mine.
So, Mr. Chair, we have the number 5 on our end? Is it?
Right. So it's actually 6 on the new agenda. Item number 7, resolution authorizing the Amara Apartments transaction 6786. Timothy Alcott.
All right, we have a PowerPoint on this one. So this one, we're asking for approval two different ways. It's in the board memo. We have two resolutions.
I'll read it.
Here we are. And so this is a property that was brought to us originally by the Lynn Company to see if we wanted a partnership on it. We are seeking approval for a partnership. However, our preferred method is that we actually purchase it ourselves without a partner. And so they brought us the deal, and that's how we found out about it. But ultimately, we said, can we just buy it without you? And so that's our preferred method. We do need to get HUD approval as we're an MTW agency, and so we will be going to HUD for final approval. We would, both as discussed, we are rated by the S&P Standards & Poor's, and so we would be a mix of cash and also using our rating as balance sheet bonds or guaranteed bonds that's guaranteed by our balance sheet. And so we can get a very good interest rate. And so we're asking for approval first to be able to buy this project without a for-profit partner. And the second option would be to partner with the Lynn Company pursuant to all the terms that I have in the documents. So I'm seeking for approval.
Yeah, do you have any questions on the Amara Apartments?
Chairman, I do have another, almost more of a comment. We've just recently brought our first developer deal to lease up, and that project, Snowden, is doing quite well in terms of its what it's offering to the community and the reception the community's had. So we are exploring these different roles and trying to figure out ways that we can act most efficiently and effectively to get units to market that are meeting people's needs in different parts of the community. So I think it makes sense to be exploring these different alternative roles that we can
play. I want to add on to that, and thank you for raising that. In this particular submarket, we could only find 3 voucher holders in this area. And so we saw in the location, it's north of the rim, the affordable housing is desperately needed everywhere. So you would not be able to live in that area if you are in 60% AMI rents or 80% AMI, which we have here would be 10%, 60, 40%, and 8% AMI. It would accept vouchers. And so we would be able to put people that are working in the service industry in both the rim and La Cantera, where otherwise there would not be affordable housing. And this is a Section 392 deal. And so we would purchase it very quickly with working with the Lynn Company. They're willing to assign that contract to us where we'd be able to purchase it with HUD approval. And if not, without HUD approval, we would do our standard terms that we've done on other transactions. But, we are very excited about building this. And then the funds that we generate, from these developments is that it goes into our development policy. And our development policy shows that it helps people that are on our wait list. We do it for land banking, people with 50% MI, workforce training. And so all the funds, whenever we do a non-tax credit deal, here's the cross subsidy, this is where the funds go. And so as the board knows, but I just want to reiterate this, that we lose about $1 million a year in public housing. And, we have over $500 million in capital needs, and we get about $17 million last year. Hector Martinez and his group in construction services got for capital fund. And so a lot of it goes to debt service and other things like that, but there's not enough funds to actually maintain our deeply affordable units. So we have to figure out creative ways to be able to maintain those properties. And so we love our mission-oriented projects, which are the 4% and 9% tax credit deals. But we also need to figure out how can we, without government handouts, be able to support our deeply affordable units. And this is one of the ways we do it.
Well, and I just want to clarify that those government handouts are, in fact, taxpayer dollars.
That's true.
That some of us do contribute and would be thrilled to see invested in affordable housing. And to clarify, the funding, what I heard you say is that all of the revenue that we receive from government sources isn't sufficient to pay the expenses of adequately maintaining our public housing. So we have to find other sources of revenue for that.
Absolutely.
And again, just to clarify, it's perfectly legal for a landlord to, in the state of Texas, to refuse to accept a voucher as a rent payment, correct?
Correct.
So in an area where there is no publicly owned or nonprofit-owned housing, there's no real option for someone who uses a subsidy to get a unit.
And I'll clarify that a little bit, especially in high market areas. And so in other words, where there's a tremendous amount of demand, this property has over 9% occupancy. And so it's easier for them as a landlord to just do a straight up market rate, no Section 8, not deal with the bureaucracy of dealing with our agency. And so there was only, as we said earlier, only 3 vouchers. And so there's not an opportunity for people that are low income to live up there with a voucher. And so in those areas, it's very difficult to find housing where you are able to work where you live and also have tremendously qualified school districts and for family with kids. And so you've heard, oftentimes your zip code defines how much earnings that you have, and this is an opportunity. People live in high opportunity areas, great schools, great amenities, beautiful apartment complex.
Bringing new affordable units where there are few is what's key.
Well, and there's a high concentration of relatively low-paying or moderately paying retail and service jobs in this area, including a lot of seasonal income jobs. So it seems like it's a good match.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions regarding Resolution 6786? No other questions. I'll take a motion.
So moved.
We have a first. We have a second.
Second.
First and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Next item, resolution approving issuance by Las Fadas Public Facility Corporation of the Essential Function Housing Development Bonds for the Amara Apartments, Series 2025, Resolution 6790. Tim Alcott.
Right. And so, one of the things Michael or the CEO tasked us with was how can we build affordable housing? And, we looked at this on a couple of different fronts, but one of the ways we can do that is that we are rated by the S&P index, by S&P, Standard & Poor's, to be able to issue debt. And so one of the ways we would do this is, as I mentioned earlier, would be partially cash and partly being through our rating funds, and so our rating process. And so we'd have to use these bonds to be able to use this for development. So we're asking approval to use bond financing.
Any questions with regards to this one? This would essentially go hand in hand with the previous. I'll take a motion on it.
So move.
We have first. We have a second.
Second.
We have first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7 passes. Item 8, resolution authorizing the guarantee of repayment of the bonds being issued by Las Fadas Public Facility Corporation to finance the Lakeside Lofts transaction.
If we can pull this one up. So the board has seen this one before because we did an inducement resolution. It's a 4% development, and it's on the far east side. And if we go to the next slide, what we like about it's on the far east side. Keep on going. Next slide. There's a rendering what it is, but it's on 4%. So what I love about this development is it's a beautiful development. We have a quality developer. It's 336 units. We have income averaging. So that means on a 4% deal, the average AMI is 60%. But because of the market there, we can have some more deeply affordable units at 30% AMI to go along with some at 70% AMI. Income average is probably around 59% to make sure we don't go over the 60 for the tax exemption. We have a great mix of 1, 2 through 4 bedrooms units. What's special about this one is that it did have a gap, and the ways to fix that gap is that just during the construction period that we could do guaranteed bonds, which means we would do the construction financing, and we would get a funding for that from the developer for providing that. So we will get a return on our investment. But we're asking for approval for this transaction. We will bring it back one more time with the final business terms like we always do. But as they're getting the financing together, with having these S&P bonds that are rated bonds, that we will be able to close this transaction. So we're asking for approval of this transaction to use that financing mechanism. And I'll just add one more thing. We want to use this again and again.
Yeah.
So on these, it's,
And-
this is a new tool in our tool chest to build more affordable housing in the city. And, we hope to bring this back to you multiple times. As long as interest rates are high, it makes sense for us to be able to do it because this is a way that projects that would not be able to be able to build will be able to build because we have this new tool. So
Any financing vehicle that'll bring the potential for 240 more units of deeply affordable, because some of these are at less than 30%.
that's right.
So you and the partner.
Yes.
So, thank you. Any other questions or any questions with regards to this transaction? With none, I'll take a motion.
So moved.
We have a first. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution 6789 passes. Item 9, resolution authorizing the Lone Star at Presidio transaction. It's resolution 6787.
All right, so this is the last development deal. We have 4 of them today. So Presidio is a new developer we haven't done a partnership with. They've done a number of these public-private partnerships, but not in San Antonio, and certainly not with us. It's Lone Star Development around the Bee Cave, Austin area. It's a different submarket than we saw in Amara. It's actually inside 1604. So we've actually had very few affordable housing developments in this whole area. We just happen to have 2 in this board meeting, which is just close to each other, even though those highways oftentimes are demarcation zones with different rents. And this Presidio is actually, the rents are less on this side than they are on north of 1604 by the Rim area. But this is a 392 deal. It's 316 units. It's Lone Star Development Partners. It's a ground-up transaction. And so, it will start, they're hoping to start this in November. So it'd be or October, November, it'd say the last quarter of this year. So it's going to be a very quick start with the approval, $65 million development cost. We're really excited about doing this. When we're up at TAP, we actually will be touring next week some of their developments and getting to know them a little bit better because it's our first transaction with them. So we're looking forward to it.
Mr. Chair, if I could just add to what Tim said, that this is vacant land, this is dirt, so this is not taking off. This is not an existing structure, and it's bringing 158 new affordable units that the area desperately needs. So,
Absolutely.
And I won't go through this again, but the same, slide before that, where the funds go on these sort of transactions. We want to reiterate that, not to go through it every single time, but this does, again, go back to our mission of helping those that are most in need.
Go back one slide. The risk mitigation fund again, can you explain? Go forward. There you go. The third to the last bullet in the first area. Supportive services for residents to include risk mitigation fund.
yes, sir, that is in our public housing portfolio. So if a family gets in a situation where there's a medical illness or something major and they get behind in the rent, this risk mitigation fund helps them with rental assistance. And so it mirrors what the city has on a large scale, but this is specifically for public housing residents. So it helps to keep them housed. At the end of the day, we're housers. Our job is to keep families housed. And so this is a new fund to make sure that we're putting dollars to that effort. And so we need to fund it, and we need to make sure that these kind of developments help make sure that there's funding to make sure it's a successful initiative.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. If there are no other questions, I'll take a motion on item 9.
So moved.
I have a first. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution 6787 carries. Sure. Item 10, resolution authorizing the expenditure of additional funds for as-needed environmental engineering and related services agency-wide. It's Resolution 6791. George Ayala, Director of Procurement, Hector Martinez, Director of Construction Services and Sustainability.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today we are seeking your consideration and approval for Resolution 6791, which authorizes the expenditure of additional funds for as-needed basis for environmental engineering and related services. Just to give you a little bit of background, this award was a result of the request for qualifications, RFQ 2103. 925-5110, which was issued on June 22nd of 2021 and closed on July 13 of 2021. On November 9th of 2021, under Resolution 6180, the board approved and awarded the award of contracts for these services with an annual cumulative amount not to exceed $1.2 million. This award was for a period of 1 year, plus the renewal option to up to 4 additional one-year terms. We are currently in the third year renewal option of this board-approved term. The purpose of today's request is that we're requesting your approval to increase the board-approved annual amount for this service to $1.5 million throughout the remainder of the contract, which includes a possible extension. This represents an additional $300,000 annually for the remainder of the board-approved term. The additional funds will support Opportunity Homes in procuring environmental engineering services, specifically those related to lead-based paint grants. Next slide, please. Sorry. So with regards to the financial impact, we do not anticipate that this would exceed $1.5 million. This will be funded from CFP funds, other capital grants, properties, operating budget, and or available reserves. Some of the services that are covered with this particular award, we do have services that include interior assessments for lead-based paint, asbestos-containing material, mold, and other regulated and or environmental sensitive materials, and also exterior assessments, including environmental air quality, noise, groundwater, and well testing, to name a few. At this time, I will be more than glad to answer any questions if you do have any.
Commissioners, do you have any questions for them? With none, I'll take a motion to approve item number 10.
So moved.
We have a first, we have a second.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution 6791 is approved. We will now recess the special board meeting, head to the Las Fadas Public Facility Corporation meeting. We do not have to do roll call, correct? That being said, I'll call this meeting to order. Do we have any citizens to be heard? With no citizens to be heard, we will, we need approval on the minutes, the approval of the June 18th, 2025 Las Fadas Public Facility Corporation meeting minutes. I'll take a motion. Motion to approve. First, we have a second.
Second.
First and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The minutes are approved. We have consent items. Items number 4 and number 5.
Motion to approve consent items number 4 and 5.
We have a first, we have a second.
Second.
First and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The consent items are approved. I will adjourn that meeting at 2:37 and open the San Antonio Housing Facility Corporation meeting. Roll call is not needed. Do we have any citizens to be heard? With none. Looks like we've got minutes for the June 18th San Antonio Housing Facility Corporation meeting to approve.
So moved.
We go first. Do we have a second?
Second.
First and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The minutes are approved. We have consent items 4 and 5.
Motion to approve consent items 4 and 5.
We go first. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That meeting, those are approved. We will adjourn the San Antonio Housing Facility Corporation at 2:38. Returning to the special board meeting. Any comments? We good? If none, I'll take a motion to adjourn the special board meeting. You prefer to stay longer?
Second.
We have a second. gentlemen, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, staff, for coming earlier than what we normally do, so we appreciate it. That being said, we are done.